I have some more here on Trump's new tax proposal. He's using a sleazy trick, and this really is a great example of how politicians use these kinds of tricks to try to get their agendas pushed through. So Zaid Jilani of The Intercept explains here. President Donald Trump unveiled a tax cut plan Wednesday that would cut corporate and individual taxes, as well as completely eliminate the estate tax, a tax that falls only on the richest Americans. Something like 2 out of every 1,000 estates are impacted. So yeah, I've read different numbers on that. Some of them I've read it's 0.02% of houses in the U.S., households in the U.S., are affected by the affected by the estate tax. I've read 0.2% and I've read 0.02%. So I've read different numbers, but no matter how you slice it or dice it, the overwhelming majority of the American people, over 99% for sure, of the American people don't face the estate tax because it applies to people with estates. Do you have a fucking estate? I don't have a fucking estate. Do you have a fucking estate? No, I don't think so. So what the Republicans have done is, because they're sleazy assholes, and they're so corrupt and owned by the wealthy, they've done their classic framing on this. Their patented framing of the argument. And you know what they changed the estate tax to? The rhetoric they use when they talk about it? They call it the death tax. So that regular people go, oh shit, I'm gonna die one day. Do I want the government coming to take my money and not give it to my kids? I want my kids to get my money. You have $30,000 in the bank, they're getting the money. You got $70,000, they're getting the money. You got $500,000, they're getting the money, all the money. What is it? I don't even know the number. Over 10 million? Over 2 million or something like that in the bank? And then the government taxes some of it. And they act like, oh my God. The whole idea behind it is to not have entitled, pampered little prick, spoiled brat, welfare queens like Paris Hilton. Your grandpapa did all the work, and then you were shit out your mom's vagina, and here, why don't you have $400 million? And again, it's not like those people, we take away all the money and say, oh, we're going to punish you. No, we tax some of it. So you're still going to be wildly wealthy and probably be able to live forever without even having a job. But it's not going to be the whole enchilada. So, Bill Maher says it best on this. He goes, who better to tax in a society than rich, dead people? You have to tax somebody, right? Who you want to tax? You want to tax the poor? You want to tax the middle class? Do you want to tax the rich who are living? Well, yeah, we want to tax the rich who are living, of course. But wouldn't the most efficient tax that has the least amount of downside be rich, dead people? Okay, so that's my side rant on this. But now let's continue. At a rally in Indiana, Trump touted Kip Tom, nice name, a Leesburg resident, as a potential victim of the estate tax. With us today is Kip Tom, a family farmer, the president said. He explained that Tom's family had been in farming for 187 years. Quote, that could come to an end because of the death tax, or the estate tax, he warned. But Tom isn't just some small-time family farmer. He is a former congressional candidate who narrowly lost his primary in 2016. He was recruited as a young gun by the National Republican Congressional Committee. The financial disclosure he filed in 2015 reveals that his income was well into the millions. In addition to owning Tom Farms, he is the president of grain storage and drying firm Seriserve Inc., which he reports gave him over $5 million in income during the reporting period. Chuck Collins of the Institute of Policy Studies, using a database of agribusiness farm subsidies, notes that Tom Farms, which claims to have 17,000 acres in production around the world, is Indiana's 9th largest recipient of farm subsidies. Between 2004 and 2014, Tom and his various companies received around $3.3 million in farm subsidies. Man, that's rich. I want to give a lot of credit here to Zaid Jilani of doing some actual research and investigative reporting here so that you can look beneath the surface. Because if you're a Trump supporter and you're just watching his speech and you talk about this small farm, family farm, Kip Tom, what a victim, such a victim of the death tax or the estate tax. Yeah, he's a victim. He's a fucking millionaire. He runs a gigantic farm that Trump is referring to as a family farm, a small farm. He's a millionaire. And on top of just that, the guy is the welfare queen of all welfare queens, $3.3 million in farm subsidies. So look at the framing. You have a rich, white farmer who's already a welfare queen getting $3.3 million in farm subsidies. And Trump goes out there and says, what a victim. Shouldn't we eliminate the estate tax, which only applies to like 0.2% of families in the country for unquestionably rich multimillionaires? Shouldn't we get rid of the estate tax so that we can stop the oppression that this guy's feeling from the government? Taxpayers have net given this guy money, and he's already a millionaire. And when we say, hey, when you die, the government's going to take some of that money, they go, oh, how dare you? This is so oppressive and unfair. Obviously, rich white farmers should be given tremendous subsidies, millions of dollars of subsidies, and then when we pass away, our umpteen millions of dollars should not be taxed at all. They are lying to you. This is sleazy tricks all around. They're already millionaires. They're sucking off the government teat and getting corporate welfare. And again, look at the fucking framing. If you have, a black family in the inner city getting some government assistance to keep the fucking lights on or to feed the kids through food stamps, endless parade of scolding from the right wing of, moochers, parasites, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. What's wrong with you? We're going to give you like $2.83 per meal. I don't want to pay that. This is my tax money we're talking about here. Meanwhile, somebody who got $3.3 million in subsidies, which is corporate welfare, a welfare check to this white farming welfare queen. Not only is there no anger over the farm subsidy, on top of that, they're scolding you and saying, don't tax my estate when I die and my umpteen millions of dollars. Let me pass it all to my kids. It's just a joke, man. When you go to the details of it, it's a joke. These guys are using sleazy tricks. They're liars because they're totally bought and owned by corporate America. Now, that's not to say that the Democrats are good and they're not corrupt. Of course they are. But we're talking varying degrees here. And with the level of the sleaziness that goes into the tricks that they're using and how when you do the fact check, you find out the lie is a lie that I couldn't even theoretically conceive of until I read exactly what the facts are. That really goes to show you just the kind of scumbags that we're dealing with here.